Hi everyone, it's Lynnea, and today there is a collaboration between InkOn3 and My Sweet Petunia, the maker of the Misty. InkOn3 has a brand new stamp set with a coordinating layering stencil set, and it's called My Sweet Petunia. I'm going to be using that today, but I'm going to start by creating my background. I'm going to be using some Glitz Glitter Gel, and since that's going to take about 30 minutes to dry, I like to start with anything that's going to take some time to set aside and dry. So I have the new Wonky Lines stencil. I'm going to spray the back of that with some pixie spray because those lines are quite fine and they have a tendency to kind of shift a little bit. I like to use the pixie spray and really press those lines down. Then I'm going to be taking some Glitz Glitter Gel. This is Turquoise Sea. I'm mixing that up just because sometimes the glitter will separate from the gel, so I like to give that a good stir before I use it. I'm going to spread some onto that Wonky Lines stencil, and then I'm using a stencil pal to evenly spread that Glitz Glitter Gel across my stencil. And then I'm just going to very gently scrape off any of the excess that's sitting on top of that stencil, peel that away, and I'm going to have this fun turquoise sea colored background. I'll set that aside, like I said, for about 30 minutes to dry, and I'm going to start using those My Sweet Petunia stencils to ink up this pretty flower image. Here's what I like to do whenever I'm using layering stencils. I like to position my cardstock in my Misty, and I use a bit of tape just to hold that cardstock in place. Then I'm going to pop my first stencil, and it has a little one cut out of the bottom right-hand corner, and I'm going to put that right into the bottom left-hand corner of my Misty, and I'll ink this up. I'm using Atelier inks for my ink blending today. I'm starting today with this first layering stencil using Bee Sting Yellow and just a blending brush, and I'm just going to blend all over this. I'll use my ink off cloth just to give this a quick wipe before I take out the first stencil and pop in the second one. The great thing about using the Misty to put my piece of paper right in there is that I don't need to worry about lining anything up. I can just pop that second stencil right down into the bottom left-hand corner of my Misty, and I'm going to have the next layer already set up. Now, if you don't own a Misty, these stencils do have little notches that you would ink blend over, and so you would be able to easily line them up. After you ink blend the first image, I didn't end up ink blending over the little squares, but they're up there. You can see in the top left and the bottom right. You would just blend over those square openings, and you're going to have a little guide there. But I just find it's a lot easier just to use the Misty and just pop that right into the bottom left-hand corner. I used Marigold Orange for the second layer, and now I'm coming in with Goddess Green for the third. I'm going to use my ink off cloth in between, just wiping away the extra ink, and check this out. Now I have a gorgeous, easy layered image that took no time at all, and because I used my Misty, I didn't even really have to think about lining it up. It was just super easy. Now I'm grabbing that same image, but this time from the My Sweet Petunia stamp set, and I'm going to layer that right on top of my ink blending and use my Blackout Hybrid Detail ink to stamp right on top. Now, I got my inking just a smidge off center. It's totally okay. It's handmade. I think it's going to be fine. But you could stamp first and then ink blend after, but you'd have to go through a little bit more steps to be able to use your Misty, to use that Misty hack. So that's why I like to ink blend first and then stamp later. I'm going to grab a couple sentiments from the My Sweet Petunia stamp set, stamp them onto some white pieces of cardstock and trim them out. I used my Blackout Hybrid Detail ink once again for that. Then I'll tuck them behind that My Sweet Petunia image, which I did fussy cut out with my scissors. I'm going to pop that up on the left side of my card, and I'm going to kind of have that hanging off and just trim off the excess. I lined up my sentiments right where I wanted them to be, and then I used a piece of purple tape to pick that up, and then I'll add my foam tape to the back. That way I have everything positioned just how I want it to be. Then all that's left is to adhere that to the card. Thank you guys so much for watching. This video is part of an Instagram hop between the My Sweet Petunia team as well as the InkOn3 team. So I'll leave a link to my Instagram account in the video description below, along with links to the products that I used, so you can hop along for a chance to win some prizes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you soon. Bye. Thank you again very much for watching this video. If you liked this video and you'd like to see more from me, please hit that subscribe button that is on the screen now. And here are a few other videos that I thought you might enjoy.